There are a lot of games I should have played by now. Welcome back to Game Galaxy, and today I wanted to talk about the games that I am ashamed I haven't played. These are games that some of you out there might be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you haven't played this yet. I've got some physical items here of what I could just quickly run around and grab, and then the other ones I'll just mention here. I've got a list here just so I don't get off track. So for the first one that I am ashamed, I still have never fully played. I've played it, I've popped it on many different systems, emulation, the real thing, but I've never gone through it. And I'm gonna get the heavy hitter out of the way. And I don't have the original N64 version, but it would be The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I have not played for whatever reason. You know, my deep dark secret is that the only Zelda game I have fully completed is A Link to the Past. And I love it. It's so incredible and amazing. But I still need to do the originals on NES. And, you know, this one is the one everybody loves and loves and loves. And back in the day, I didn't have an N64, so I didn't have a way to play it. But I said, oh, I'll get it. And then when GameCube came out, you got this little promotional disc that it had Zelda 1 and 2, the NES games, and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So I said, oh, I'm going to play it on GameCube. And I just remember starting it up, and I was running around, you know, the Lost Woods, which is annoying in and of itself. And I was just like, I'll come back to this. And I never did. And so then Wii U comes out, or Wii comes out, and I buy it digitally there, and I think, this is going to be the time I'm going to do it. For whatever reason, I haven't done it. And then the 3DS version came out, and I actually love when I boot this up. I like how they updated his character model, Link, that is, and you know, some of the backgrounds. It looks wonderful. But then part of me is like, well, do I want to experience this on a handheld, or do I want it on a big screen? It's a big, epic adventure. And so that's my conundrum, and I still haven't played Ocarina of Time. I feel terrible. And honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, when I finish the DLC in Skyrim, which I'm playing right now, and I love that game, I'm probably going to go on to Breath of the Wild. So Ocarina's going to have to wait even longer after that. The next one, Metal Gear Solid, specifically Metal Gear Solid 1. But I'm holding up this anthology that my good buddy Joey B/3, the Fit Gamer, got me, because I haven't played any of the Metal Gear Solid franchise at all. I mean, I've played Metal Gear Solid, the intro and the demo back on PC back in the day, many times, but beyond that and my limited experience with the first game, I just haven't done it. But I'll tell you what, I always kind of make a schedule for myself of games I want to play within the year. I don't always hit that because life or job gets in the way. But this whole franchise is on my docket for 2020. This is what I plan going through this, not only because I know I need to experience it and that I will love it, but also because, you know, my buddy went to the trouble to give me this. I want to honor his love and make this go through it. So, Metal Gear Solid I haven't played. The next one, Final Fantasy IX. And I say was like I still am not. I am a huge Final Fantasy fan. My good friend Matt Limpar got me into it way back in the day. I actually was drawn into the franchise through the music. I had a friend in high school who was playing this beautiful music on piano. I was like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's Final Fantasy. And through that, we started to kind of hang out. I came over to his house to get the sheet music because before I'd listened to, I'd been doing piano lesson type music and I hated it. I've kind of demoed this before, but I'm going to demo it again. It goes like dun 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 da 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 da. Very boring stuff, right? But this music was unbelievable and beautiful. So I actually started playing the music and sheet music of Final Fantasy before I even played the games. And so my friend then was like, you got to play Final Fantasy VII. And I said, you know what? My brother has it. We have it for PC. I didn't have a PlayStation back in the day. So I started 7, and through the guidance of my friend, I fell in love. And I went back in time, and I've played and beaten Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Actually, this brings us to another one. I still haven't played Final Fantasy VI, and I'll return to that and tell you why. But I beat 7, 8, 10, and then 15 as my most recent one. So I've played almost all of them. So my parents knew I was into Final Fantasy, and I got this one Christmas when I did have a PlayStation. They had got it for me, and I was super excited to go into it. And I know some of my friends said this is the one that returns back to the olden days of Final Fantasy, or the joke that the crystals were back. They said it was a joke that the crystals are back. It says it on the back there, but I've been told it's very, very good, and for whatever reason, I haven't played it. And part of me likes to play things on the original console they were, released on. So I'm starting to think, when I get to it, should I play this, or should I play some of the re-releases that were digitally? That same friend who got me into Final Fantasy recommended the Steam version, which I assume is the same version they put on Switch or PS4. He said they tweaked it to make the battles run and go faster, so maybe I'll do that since time's limited. I'm not sure. I haven't fully decided yet. So I'm going to look at my list here to help me remember, since I didn't have physical copies of some of these games lying around. I do have a copy of this next game I'm going to talk about, but I couldn't find it, and I just really wanted to shoot this video. And that is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This is a game that I have been told by my one good friend Keith, who you guys have seen here on the channel, over and over again, that it is the best Star Wars game of all time and that I need to play it. And for whatever reason I haven't. I have started it and I just didn't do it. I've started it on PC, and then I go, well, maybe I'll play it on the Xbox, and I haven't gotten to it yet. And we have a running joke that if I ever play Knights of the Old Republic, he will then have to play Day of the Tentacle, because Day of the Tentacle is a game I have been telling Keith for years that he needs to play because it's awesome, and he will love it. And I'm sure when I get around to Knights of the Old Republic, I'll love it too, and I hope that I do. I don't know what it is though. It's just BioWare. Those kind of things have kind of stood off. Never really. Maybe I just need to give it a chance, but it hasn't seemed to intrigue me at all. I tried Mass Effect, and I don't know. I got bored to be the next. The next, we're kind of getting into a little bit of Nintendo land, and that would be Super Metroid. This game is revered by tons of people. It's, it created the whole Metroidvania that people like to say kind of game design of going here to there, needing this power up to access this zone here. And I just haven't done it. And I know it's like a special weird mood, and I have so many ways to play it. I've got a cartridge up there. I've got it on SNES Mini. I've got it on Raspberry Pis. I've got it digitally on Nintendo Online. My access to this game is overwhelming. I just haven't played it yet. So what I'm wondering now, that I'm kind of off of my top of my head right now, thinking that I'm going to be taking the Switch home with me to visit family over Christmas, and I'm pretty sure you can play it on Nintendo Online. So maybe I'll give it some focus on there. The next one is the NES Mario 2. I've beaten Mario and Mario 3 many times, but for whatever reason, Mario 2 I haven't played. It could be that it was just so different, and of course, thanks to videos, I feel like it's knowledge, but if it's not, everybody should go look at the Gaming Historian's video on Mario 2, because it explains how it actually is a reskinned Japanese game that they just threw Mario characters on it and released it for us over here in the West. So, and maybe that's why I just don't feel like it's a full Mario game, but I need to play it just to get it done with, to say that I've done the NES Marios. The next one, Castlevania Symphony of the Night for PlayStation. This goes in line with Metroid. I really wanted to play this. I have been a huge fan of Castlevania for years, without being a good fan of playing any of the games, if that made sense. I have only beaten Castlevania 1 on NES. That's it. But I've played others. I never finished the PS2 ones. I really liked Lament of Innocence. But I love the style, I love the story, and I especially love the music. So I've been such a fan of the idea of Castlevania, but for whatever reason, I haven't actually played Castlevania. And I'm sorry to interrupt myself here. I played a hell of a lot of Castlevania Bloodlines on Genesis. I just never finished them. And this is what this video is all about, finishing them. And so Symphony of the Night is something I also want to do. The last one I'm looking at my list here. The last one is Secret of Mana, or Secret of Mana. I think it's Mana. I'm going to say Secret of Mana. And the reason being is I've always wanted to do it co-op with somebody. So Secret of Mana is another game I'm 100% doing on my 2020 docket. And I'm going to play the Super Nintendo version with my wife co-op first. And then immediately after, I want to do the PlayStation 4 remake again. Hopefully that won't be too oh my gosh, we're playing the same game. But I just want to experience this and this. And especially with the new Trials of Mana coming out, I picked up the Collection of Mana on Switch. So I want to just get the full experience of these games with legendary music. Again, this is something that I've known the music from these games for a very long time. Because, with piano and whatnot, but I just haven't played them. So I'm going to leave it there. But those are the games that I'm just ashamed I haven't played. What are the games out there that you're ashamed that you haven't played and that you're afraid to tell people you haven't played? I want to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos in the future, and I'll see you next time.